Hey Dante, how are you? Hey, can you give me your Instagram address again? I missed it yesterday, and I didn't have a chance to go back in the chat and find it. I looked on your Twitch handle and I couldn't find a link there, but I remember you had mentioned it, so I wanted to, I said I was gonna take a look, and I want to do that. Hmm. Limited by GPU, huh? Bats. All rise, the Right Honorable Justice Judge Hypertext presiding. Oh man, I'm not a judge, but very kind of you to say. I'm very happy to preside over this. This is going to be a technical test. How are you, Bats? 1, 2, jump for Bats and for Dante. Dante Acarini Avio Art. Alright, let's check that out. Yeah, mine is Simon Griffey. That's who I am in the real world. That's good. That's good. I'll check it. Now I've written it down, and I'll check it out. Dante Acarini _ Avio Art. Alright, Instagram, it's telling me that it's not there. I don't know if maybe there's a misspelling or something. Hey Elias, how are you? Hydrate. Yes, sir. Here we go. Yeah, oh, let's turn on the drone zone. Drone zone activated. Copy that. No rush, no worries. I'm doing okay. It was a bit of a frustrating morning, but I don't need to talk too much about that. I'm doing fine. Yesterday after that stream that we landed in Paris, I was so frustrated with my performance there. But then I looked in the stream, it looked all right, but on my computer it was really choppy. Probably because, I have OBS streaming that out, and so I'm glad it looks okay on the stream. But for me, it was really choppy and that was frustrating. So I spent quite a bit of time yesterday troubleshooting performance issues, and I learned quite a bit, and I wanted to come back and share this with you all because I know that this is a very important, very performance intensive video game, this Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I learned quite a bit yesterday, and I want to come here and share it with you. Honorable knighthood on its way from Her Majesty to Hypertext for contributions to entertainment. You know what? I would love to. I would definitely accept a knighthood from Her Majesty the Queen. I'm a huge fan of the Queen now after watching The Crown, especially. It was excellent show. Really, really good actors. It really tells a very, like any family, it's a complex story. But it was nice to learn about the background of all the people in the royal family. And I know that people don't say that it's not all, it's a work of fiction, but it's based on truth, I think. And I came away from it. I'm not done with the show yet, but I'm very sympathetic to the Queen. And it's a hard job. People think it's easy to just you have lots of money and stuff, but to try to make everyone happy and the politics around it. And your life's not your own anymore, You have to do all these things. So, I'm very sympathetic. Try Dante Acarini. Have an F86 for account image. Alright, I'll check that out. F86 Saber. Dante Acarini. Oh, yeah, got it. There you are. Avio Art. Oh, very nice. There you go. I'll put the link here so people can check it out, alright? I'll check it out con calma later, okay? I'll go in and I'll take a good look at your Instagram. If anyone else wants to share their websites, their Instagram, if you have questions about, if you want to share your photography or artwork, whatever it is you're passionate about, always happy to take a look. The crown has some true, very dramatized for effect. Yeah, well, that's that's like reality as well. A lot of crown, dramatized. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I think that often works of fiction will let you are closer to the truth than works of so-called, you know, fact. With, you know, I think you will learn more about, for example, I don't know, Vietnam War by reading a work of fiction set during the war. Depends on the fiction, of course, but then by, you know, just how many, you know, people were killed, how many bombs were dropped, and the textbook stuff. But that's a long discussion. All right, so we're here. I landed again here by the Eiffel Tower right now, so I'm getting better at using this little airplane. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing all my flights this pretty much, maybe not all, but a lot of my flights this week using this Diamond DA-40NG aircraft, because this is what I'm gonna use for the flight, the crazy 20-hour stream starting Saturday, Paris, Dakar. So I was frustrated yesterday with my performance over Paris, at least here on my computer, and I went out and I did some research and I learned a few things, and this is what I've learned. Okay. Hey, good morning, Wild Craze. And Dante Aka says, if you want to make drawings for your channel, if you need them in the future, don't hesitate to ask. Copy that, Dante. I'm gonna do those myself because I'm a graphic designer myself. I actually had there's a new. Yesterday I did a new. Look at this, hyper boom! There's a new emote for you to use there if you're a subscriber, and I'm working on 5 new emotes that are gonna be free for anyone that follows. That's beta in Twitch right now, and I'm working on those. But yeah, I do drawings too, so I'm doing all the drawings on my channel. But I appreciate the interest. Look at that lighting right now, and you can see it's going right now. It's doing pretty good. I'm at about 50. You can see my PC specs. You know, I have a GTS 2070S and a GTX, and I forget the name of my processor, but it's an i5. You know, so it's not a top of the line system, but it's a pretty good system. But even this system can struggle over the cities. And yesterday I found a few things that that really helped me a lot. And the interesting thing is that they have nothing to do with graphic settings. It's nothing to do with graphic settings. We're going to learn what really fixed my performance, at least personally. You know, all computers are different. Everyone has different things. Bat says, for me, the very best portrayal of the Vietnam War is film Platoon. Very intense and eye-opening film that if not seen, I would recommend. I've seen Platoon, yeah, rough, tough film. Yeah, I liked Platoon. It's been a long time since I watched it. I was younger, and I know that my taste changes as I get older. So I don't know what I will think of it now. I should watch it again and see. But the Vietnam War, I read this book by someone who was in the North Vietnamese army. And that book, it was called The Sorrow of War. That was very eye-opening for me. It's interesting to see, you know, something from the other side. So, The Sorrow of War. Let me try to find it for you, and see if I can put a link here. And also Chicken Hawk. Written by a Huey, a Bell Huey pilot, helicopter pilot. That was excellent as well. So those are two books I recommend about the Vietnam War, since we're getting into that here. One is this one, and the other one is this one here. And there's some great photography coming from that. But you know, I'm not a huge fan of war photography, but tastes change. I used to be a bigger fan of it, but I'm more of a fan of candid street photography now. Graphic designer, yeah, that's my day job. It was, you know, I'm unemployed now, but I still got some freelance work here and there. Who else is here? For me, okay, yeah, Platoon, very good film. I love Apocalypse Now. That's probably my favorite Vietnam War film. And Full Metal Jacket, Stanley Kubrick. That probably is my very favorite, my most favorite Vietnam War film. YT Mystical, how you doing? Did someone else? Oh, awesome. Okay, I saw that. Is there a Misty here? But I say hi to Mystical. Okay. So anyway, you can see, like, here's my frame rate. Okay. So what did I do to get a better frame rate here over Paris after my struggles yesterday? And one of the first things I did, one second, what's going on with my camera now? one of the first things I did is this, okay? I'm gonna show you right now. After every update to this flight simulator, you should do this. You should press escape. Whenever Asobo Studios, Microsoft release an update to this flight simulator, okay? You like Ratata minigun films. Yeah, you know, anything that has a minigun, like my favorite minigun film is probably Terminator 2, when he gets the minigun and comes and shoots up all the police that's waiting outside. Doesn't kill anyone, he blows up all their cars so they can't chase him. That's really smart. Of Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator 2, that's one of my favorite minigun scenes. And I like the scene in Predator as well, of course. No. Hail of bullets. Okay, so anytime Asobo Studios or Microsoft release an update for Microsoft Flight Simulator, especially these world updates that has a bunch of new scenery and stuff, go in here to general options, okay? And then go to data, alright? And in data, you scroll all the way to the bottom of this scroll bar over here. And here you can see there's a rolling cache, okay? And what happens is all these great graphics that are appearing on your stream, you know, especially you have to, this is turned on, Bing Data World Graphics on, okay? This means that when you're flying over a place around the world, Microsoft Flight Simulator, or a city that has photogrammetry enabled like Paris, your internet connection is streaming all this information to your computer, and it's a lot of information, and it's a lot of data, okay? And when there's an update, sometimes the data that's in your computer, that's in this thing called a rolling cache, which is basically like a part of your hard drive that's saving this data so that if you fly over it again, you don't have to re-download it. So if you're flying a lot around Paris, let's say we're doing a NeoFly mission around Paris, and we're spending a lot of time there, instead of always having to keep downloading through the pipe, through your internet connection pipe, all this data, it'll if you set like a rolling cache, and here I put a 10 gigabyte limit. I know there's people that have like 200 limit. I don't know. I just left it at 10. It was 8, I think, the default. Then when you fly around Paris again, instead of downloading the data, it'll be in your computer already, and you'll be faster, okay? But sometimes when you have updates, this data, it gets stale. There's been an update, it has been updated, and then that can cause issues. So for me, deleting the rolling cache, and that just means here, just go delete rolling cache file, just click on delete, and then depending on how large it is, it'll take a little while for it to delete it. That was like a new, it was so crazy. I don't know if it was only that, I can't be sure, but that made my next flight above Paris right after I did that much smoother. And I had never known about deleting this rolling cache. I never saw this delete rolling cache file here. You can set a path. I have, this is my SSD that's connected here. And Mystical, one second, you have to self-isolate for 10 days. Did you get COVID? Or was it an outbreak in your school? Sorry to hear that. My brother in Brazil, my family in Brazil, part of my family got COVID, and they were self-isolating. I have to give them a call today, but they're doing all right. But yeah, man, it's frustrating, and I don't know how long this thing is gonna go, but I suspect it's gonna be it's not gonna end in this year, you know. All right, so first things first, that's you, and I'm gonna paste this down here again. Delete the rolling cache file after every sim update, right? I'm gonna put that over here. All right, as a message there. Okay, and the next thing I did that I hadn't realized is this. I updated, and you can actually do this before deleting the rolling cache if you want. I don't think it matters the order, but after every update, if you go down to here, if you go to the menu and you go to the content manager, and you make sure that all your packages there are updated, because when there's an update for Microsoft's Flight Simulator, you update it on Steam, but then when you come into the Flight Simulator, you also have to update it in the Flight Simulator. You have to download the updates, and I didn't even realize that until reading about this recently, which was funny. Okay, look at this nice lighting here on the top of the Eiffel Tower. This nice detailing here. Awesome. All right, so that's another thing, and I'll show you. I'm gonna try to take off from here and show you the frame and performance flying around Paris for a bit. So I'm not gonna get out of this yet to show you that the update, how to update your package in the content manager. But I just wanted to put that there. Okay. Third thing is you remove mods. If you have like 2 million mods in your community folder, like if you have like like you have Microsoft Flight Simulator, there's official stuff, and then all the mods in the community folder. If you have 2 million things here, it's gonna slow things down, and some things might be slowing things down more than others. So what I do now is I use this utility called Microsoft Flight Simulator add-ons linker. I think Icebird was the first person to tell me about this. I finally got around to trying it. There's the link to it, and this is basically this utility here that you fire up before you start. Okay, and you might have to give it admin access if you have your like I do, if you have your sim in an external SSD or something. Simulator is running, probably not recommend to disable, continue anyway. Sure, you can continue anyway. I'm not going to do it right now. The simulator is running. I'm not going to touch anything, but it's basically, all it does is it gives you a way for you to make folders and say, this is my planes folder, and this is the Neofly stuff, and this is like sceneries. And then you put all your add-ons in there, okay? And what I did is I made a new Microsoft, in my Foxtrot Game Disk 1 TB SSD here. I have a Microsoft Flight Simulator add-ons folder, and I put everything here instead of the community folder. And then here in the settings, I say that's where I'm putting everything. And then every time I check here stuff, it automatically puts a link to it in the community folder, so it just turns things on and off really easily without you having to dragging and dropping a bunch of stuff by yourself, which would be really frustrating. So this is a really nice utility, and this is going to help me test, because I have a feeling that Neofly, the Neopad, is causing maybe performance issues. I'm not sure, so I'm going to keep everything off right now. Everything is off, and then slowly I'm going to turn things on and see if and come back here to Paris and see if one of them really tanks the frame rate. Okay, so that's another thing. Mystical says, I tried flying the Cessna 172, it crashed when I was taking off. Have you mapped controls, Mystical? This is a very important, rudder controls. Even if you have like here, let me get this 1 second. Yeah, I have a controller too. I mean, this is a cheap Logitech. It was cost me like $10 or something. It's a Logitech gamepad F310. Okay, this is this thing. If I was flying this flight simulator in, with this controller, which I've done, I've actually tried it a bit, and it was fine. You know, what I would do is I would have this here. Press this to make the airplane go down, this to make the airplane go up, row left, row right, okay? And then here, one of these here, I would use this as rudder left, rudder right, because it's important to control your rudder, especially if you have a single engine plane, a propeller plane. I'll use one of these for rudder, and the thumb one here for camera, to look around in the cockpit, and probably this here for throttle. More power, less power. That's probably how I would do it. And then flaps here, if you have flaps and these buttons here and stuff, and maybe one of these buttons here to change from outside view and inside view, something like that. Those are the main controls. There's also trim is very important, and with the controller, you're starting to run out of things for trim, but yeah, I don't know how I would do trim there. Maybe that would be in the keyboard, but trim is important. And I'll talk a little bit about trim now. Oh, okay. Well, it's good. I wanted to say that anyway, and maybe I'll clip that myself later, because I wanted to mention that the game crashed. Okay, so if the game is crashing, make sure that delete that rolling cache thing. Okay, and I'm gonna show you another thing you can do momentarily. Have you ever played DCS? I think it's too technical to fly the F-18. You have to read 690 pages of instructions on the controls. I have flown DCS, but I do not have any study level plane for it yet. I plan on starting to explore both the F-16 and the F-14, probably also the F-18 soon, because you can try them for free for like 2 weeks now. And I used to play Falcon 3.0, used to be my favorite video game, and it came with a manual that it was like, I think 500 pages or something, and I used to read all of it and love that stuff. That's when I was younger and had much more time. But I enjoy that stuff, but it is, I hear you, it's, if you want to have to click 2 million things to turn the plane off, it can get frustrating. So I rather to just do auto start and do stuff like that. Okay, let's get back into our aircraft. We are landed here by the Eiffel Tower. Okay, and are you playing on? Oh, you're playing on your PC, right, Mystical? If your PC is not very fast, this game is you're gonna have trouble running this game because it's very intensive. I once had some random crashes and thought I'd verify local files through Steam, like from post somewhere suggested 600 megabyte download didn't seem too bad. Back in the game, it started updating 100 gigabytes. Yeah, that's the crazy thing about this game is you update it on Steam, it says it's small, but then you get in the game. Let's just do it right now. Okay, let's go to the main menu. I'll come back and I'll do a landing here again in a sec. Feel free to join me if you want. But basically, here on the main menu, the thing I was talking about, the content manager, okay, you go to marketplace. There's probably an easier way to go to this place, but I haven't found it. Maybe someone in the stream can help me. And here, and let me turn off dev mode real quick. I'm gonna exit dev mode so that thing gets out of the way there. Whoa, what's going on there? Okay. And I go to full catalog, okay. And here I have there's free content. I haven't bought anything through the marketplace here. So I'm going to just filter by yes. And here you have all the stuff that, for example, the last World Update 5 Nordics, when I first updated Microsoft Flight Simulator, and then I came in, I was like, they didn't add any points of interest? That sounds like a weird omission. But what happened is I hadn't installed it because I hadn't come in here, and I hadn't clicked here, and I hadn't clicked download in Microsoft Flight Simulator. You go to full catalog, you go to marketplace, then you go to full catalog in the bottom right, and then you can filter down here, free content generally, and here I found it, and and there was a big download button here, and I clicked download, okay, and here you can see everything's up to date. Not installed. There's this airport here. I haven't installed that because I think it's 3 gigabyte. I'm trying to keep my usage a little lower. And this is where you find all this stuff. So it was a bit hidden away and a little bit confusing. But make sure that all this is updated. And then after that, go to your options. Go to the general options. Go to data. And make sure after every update to the sim, go ahead and delete this rolling cache file so that it gets rid of the old stale data, and when you fly over a place again, it brings in the new data. That helped me a lot. I was very surprised. You can take a look at my graphics. One thing that helped a lot, I was running at 2040. I was like here at 2560 by 1440, and it looks fine on my screen. But then after yesterday's experience, I decided to just try to go back to 1920 by 1080 because that's what I stream at anyway. And yeah, I got a big boost in frame rate there. Resolution is always a big boost, But my PC is a bag of crap, bag of shit. Yeah, I hear you, man. I had a bag of shit PC for a long time. The Rockcliffe. I hope you win the lottery or something in order to be able to afford a video card and get a new PC soon, because it's crazy the prices now. The Rockcliffe displayed for the Nordics Saturn was in Mission Impossible a few years back. Cool, maybe we should go check it out. I haven't seen that, and I haven't seen the latest Mission Impossible movies as well. Okay, back here, other things here. Okay, the only thing really that made a huge impact for me in my limited testing is the resolution, okay, and clouds. If you have clouds, object level of detail can also, it's all good depending on your system, right? I don't want to there's not like one size fits all here because everyone has different systems, okay? But for me, putting volumetrics down, clouds down from ultra to high was a big, quite a few frames of change as well. So this is what I have over here, and I'm just can go back and I can take screenshots if this helps. I turn off motion blur generally, and I love lens flares and stuff, and I put glass cockpit refresh rate to low because I think glass cockpits, like all those things moving in the MFDs, can take a lot of Can take a lot, make things run slower. And another thing that some people say, I haven't noticed it too much, but maybe that's an issue, is the aircraft traffic type. If you put real-time online, that's gonna slow things down. If you go eye offline, you're gonna speed up your simulator. Okay. Show traffic nameplates is there, and this stuff here is also going to affect how many. This is all under traffic. How much stuff is out there moving? Airport vehicles, workers, ground, land traffic, leisure boats, and like random boats going around, and fauna. I like because I don't see much of it, so I just put it at 100 so I see more of it. Okay, and so this stuff here, yeah, is gonna affect your settings as well. That's about it. Let's go back to Paris. I'm just gonna apply and save here. I don't know if I did, if I had done anything. I guess maybe I did something, but I didn't want to change anything, but we'll leave it like that. I'm gonna click on the Eiffel Tower. I'm gonna set as departure. Flight conditions, all players, live traffic, live. Got Diamond Aircraft DA40NG. And let's go and check it out, how this is feeling over Paris after my slideshow yesterday. And I was so surprised to look at the stream later to do the highlight. I did a highlight of the landing by the Eiffel Tower, and then the highlight, it didn't seem too bad. So I think that my i5 processor was struggling with the OBS, with track IR, I don't know, and I didn't have Neo fly on it, but a bunch of stuff happening at once. So for the stream it was okay, but for me it was really like 10 frames per second. I'm so surprised I managed to do that landing. But I want to be happy playing a flight simulator, and there's nothing that makes me happier than good smooth frame rates for any video game. I love graphics, but for me frame rate is by far the most important thing for a good experience. And so I decided to spend a little time looking at this and come and share with you, so it might be helpful. All right. And I like, it's good to turn on the frame rate counter on the top to take a look around to see what it's saying, but I like to go in by feel first to see what it's feeling like, and this is feeling all right. It's much better than yesterday for being above a city here. Yesterday was really choppy for me. There's the building that I use as a landmark to find out where the Eiffel Tower is. I think the Eiffel Tower is here below me somewhere for my approach. Okay, and I can press escape now and go here to general options and developers and developer mode on, and that'll give me this frame rate up here. And it's interesting that it tells you if it's limited by the main thread of your central processing unit, your computer, which is basically like a person filing things really fast, filing different multiplication tables and other stuff really fast. It's like a really fast filer, a computer, a CPU. I can explain that later. And it keeps switching from limited by main thread CPU and to the GPU. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. And right now we're what, 38, 28. Yeah, we're hovering. I'm okay with 30 frames per second over a city. 60 would be better. But Sheepa the other day told me that he had got like 60 frames per second on his over New York City, and yeah, I don't know, it's variable. It depends on your internet connection, depends on your computers, depends on your video cards, your CPU, stuff in the community folder, lots of different moving parts here. Okay, so let's try that landing again. I'm gonna try to land by the Eiffel Tower, and I'm gonna use this building here as my landmark for the initial approach, putting flaps down. Okay, and let's see what happens if I turn these MFDs off, okay, these glass cockpit things. Okay, I'm just gonna switch avionics, where is it? Avionics off, battery master switch off, engine still on. Alright, you can see it's feeling a little smoother to me. It might be just a placebo effect, but I think I have a few more frames without those on, and that's another reason I like airplanes with gauges, is less things for the computer to think about. Flaps are down now. I'll turn it back on. I'm gonna keep flying a little bit and maybe change a few graphic settings to see if it makes a huge difference. But I'm happier with this than from what it was yesterday already. From the outside view. Not sure how it's looking on the stream, but it's feeling pretty smooth over here. Okay. Now, let's go back to general options. Let's do a test. Let's go to traffic, real-time online. I'm gonna switch it to I offline. Okay. I'll leave the aircraft density at default 25, apply and save. Let's see if that does anything. Alright, look at that. Now let's see, let's wait a little bit. Let's wait for the averages to... Not doing much, actually, staying about the same, so that's not having a huge effect. Alright, so general options. When I had crappy PCs, I used to... It looks French! Yeah, there's an airplane that looks French in this too, and I think it is French, but I don't know, it looks French. I don't know why I think it looks French. Maybe because it's by the... It has like a cigarette... it has like cigarette... you know how all airplanes, but I don't know, I associate smoking like Gauloise or something with French. So it has a cigarette ashtray in the airplane. We can try that one. It's called a Robin or something. Okay. Alright, so we'll turn that back on. Real-time online. And let's see... let's just see what happens when you turn off Bing real-world data, okay? Apply and save. Let's see what happens there. Okay, and I think it's not actually going to change too much what's happening here, and that's because of that rolling cache, because this stuff that I'm flying over here has already been saved to my computer, so that data is in my computer, so it's not getting affected so much. But if I went to fly all the way over there somewhere, where I have not flown over before, then that would start looking really not good. And I've had that experience before, that it was automatically switched off because my internet connection was running slow or something. And then I was like, whoa, this looks like a Microsoft Flight Simulator from like 2000, not the latest one. What happened? Was I dreaming when I was playing it earlier? And no, what had happened was that my internet connection was having an issue, and then the Bing World data graphics had been turned off, and I was flying over Africa, a place I hadn't flown over before, and everything looked much worse. So this should be on, and when it's on, it's streaming that data into your PC. It's going into this rolling cache. You can set where you want it to be over here. And another thing, there's a local cache as well. I forget where that is. There's a manual cache. Here you go. You can set a manual cache. I forget what that does, but there is a second cache that I'm not going to try to just clean it up because I actually forgot. Okay, but let's see what happens if I put it up to 2560 by times 440. Okay, keep changes. And I don't think you'll be able to see much. Whoa, what's that? I don't think you're going to be able to see much changes on the stream, because the OBS software automatically reduces it to 1080p before it streams out to you. So I don't know if you can see many changes there, but it does drop a little bit. It looks a little sharper for me, for my own eyes. And Wildcray says, I only use manual cache for my home region since I'm here a lot. Okay, cool. Yeah, so like it downloads the data to your computer from where you fly around, right? Cool. Yeah, I'm just learning about this stuff, so it's new to me. But look, it hasn't dropped too much, the frame rate from going to 2560. Looking pretty good. But let's put it back down to 1080. Just to try to give me the best frame rate and double check that. Okay, And these games have so moving parts that you can't, unless you're really a hacker who's going to go in and see the actual graphics calls going into the going from the graphics card to CPU, from the CPU to the graphics card, and debug that way. You're not really going to know for sure what something is unless you do a lot of testing, you know. And I used to spend a lot of time doing this stuff, but these days, if it's working okay, if it's not like a slideshow, I'm generally a happy camping enthusiast. Okay, and that now, yeah, it's staying low, so I don't know what's going on here. But let's try one more landing by the Eiffel Tower, and then we'll try to take off as well. We can't fly underneath it because your propeller stops, the current limitation of the Asobo Studios Black Shark AI, whatever it's called, software, and maybe one day we'll be able to fly through the automatically generated, or even I think if you make structures manually, you can fly under without your propeller shutting off, but I'm not sure. I haven't tried it because I haven't bought any custom scenery. I think someone was making like New York City bridges, and maybe it was actually a free add-on. I don't remember. Maybe I should check that out. Yeah, you mark an area on the map oh really, on the map itself you mark an area for the manual cache? Like you actually draw on the map, or you just that is interesting. That would be interesting for me. Do you do that from the options, Wild Craze? Barely able to play in 720p. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Mystical. If I was a billionaire, I will send you a brand new PC right now, or a millionaire even. You know, I don't need to be that greedy, but all right, flaps down. Let's see if I remember this. I think fuel pump on. When enabling manual cache, you select grids on a map to keep locally. Interesting. So I can go into that thing, and we can try it after I do this landing. You can go in and try it. Okay. Look, my frame rate is dropping now. Now it's at 23. Before it was, in the beginning, it was like at 30. Here, now it went to 30 again. I think it's these MFDs here. They're gonna make you lose frame rate. Okay, let's try a little forward slip here, a little bit of rudder to slow down the airplane. We're gonna try to barely. We're gonna do the same thing we did yesterday. Barely miss this this architecture over here, this building, and then barely miss the second building down here, and really get down there. And then up a quick little flare, and boom. Oh, a bit of a hop here. Ooh, no, that wasn't so good. I don't think this is gonna work. Ah! Oh! Sheepa! I mean, I smashed into that cypress. Sheepa was coming in with the bits. Thanks so much for those bits, Sheepa. Awesome. I thought I was gonna crash into this, but I guess those are cypresses, and this is a pretty sturdy airplane, so I just went through the cypress. Okay, and here down here you can see we're at 46. All right. Let me go to the drone view. Let's get up. Yeah, once you start getting up here and you start looking away, I don't know how much trees do, but I keep trees and bushes at high because I generally fly general aviation airplanes, and I like to keep my trees and other stuff like that high. Okay. If I was flying mostly slowed by the shrubbery, if I was flying mostly by with the jetliners, then I would turn down trees and stuff, and maybe that won't even matter because you wouldn't even see them. A lot of these video games, the video game that pioneered this thing called in programming circles, I think it was called a bubble. Okay, so you see my airplane here, my little Diamond DA40NG over here. That is the center of the bubble because you're the player, okay? And then around this airplane, there's a bubble. If you imagine a bubble around this airplane, okay? Everything inside this bubble will be rendered by the computer. So the Eiffel Tower here is rendered. These buildings here are rendered. These trees, these shrubs here are rendered. And then everything further away from this bubble, the computer can't model the whole world. We don't have computers strong enough to do that. So everything is abstracted away. You have less detail out there. If you zoom into the distance, you can see what it looks like. So you see like polygons from far away. It looks like buildings and stuff, but if you zoom in, they're polygons, they're triangles. All this stuff is made of triangles. Further away, there's nothing. You can see in those fields there is nothing. Okay, so this is how you can actually, you can see the bubble by zooming in of the rendering distance. And I think the game that pioneered this, I may be wrong, was Falcon 3.0. Flight simulator that had dynamic campaign that was modeled around your F-16. I think that's where that was pioneered, but I may be wrong. There may be other games that did it first. GTA then took it, you know, for Grand Theft Auto. You have that amazing detail when you get close to a car or close to a shop where you're walking down the street, you see a piece of newspaper flying, and then you go far away, and you like and you look far away, and you can still see the cars moving, like lights moving. That's an amazing piece of programming there. But when you get far away, the computer's abstracting that away. It's basically making it look like the real thing, but you know, not using so much processing power. So let's try to take off here again. I'm gonna get close to my my Diamond aircraft, I think. And it's funny, I kind of lost my controls here. Maybe it's because oh, here you go. I had pressed none lock, but I have a Mac keyboard, so it's clear and it doesn't turn on the light. I think I'm gonna go back to that side over there. I'm gonna taxi all the way back there and try to take off. Maybe I'll take off towards the Eiffel Tower. Okay, so let's go. How? Okay, did I miss any chat? Let me see. When enabling minor cache, you select grids on the map to keep locally. That's awesome. I'm gonna check that out in a bit. You can try it right now. In practice, keep it from being rolled off the end of the rolling cache. It's amazing to have people like Wildcraze here, like you know, a lot of knowledge about software, PCs, because it's a learning experience for me and for everyone watching, right? So he's talking about this. I'll get to you in a second, Mystical. He's talking about this cache, the manual cache. I'm not seeing the view thing here, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe because I'm in the sim, I have to get out and go to the main menu in order to be able to do this. But what I did is yesterday I went out and I made manual on my SSD here, my external SSD. I made manual these folders over here. I made a Microsoft Flight Simulator add-ons. And then I used that thing that I linked up there to the add-on linker to manage my community add-ons. I put in that link there again, and then I made a Microsoft Flight Simulator rolling cache and a custom cache is the local one. Okay, manual cache. There it is. I also left it at 10 gigabyte. I've heard from someone that has like a 200 gigabyte one, so they have all this data in their computer and from the area they fly around. Someone else like Wildcraze is saying here, and so that they don't have to have their internet connection always pulling all this data and potentially slowing things down when you have the world Bing graphics turned on. Okay, all right, Mystical. How do you get that second screen to be a big map? This second screen on the aircraft right here. This one here. Here it'd probably be the range. So you hover over this little range thing and adjust map zoom. I think counterclockwise gets closer, which is a little counterintuitive to me, and clockwise gets further away. And then you can zoom all the way out, and you can see we're in France. There's a limit actually. There's a limit how far you can go out. I think V on the keyboard. I have you can do the built-in Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Then you can just use the scroll wheel on the mouse, and that also has a limit. You can't go all the way out. Okay. My pleasure. Yeah, I'm learning all this stuff too. The Garmin, I'm an amateur, but I'm getting better at it slowly. All right. Okay, let's keep taxiing. Oh, timeout. Okay. Do I have to shut up for what is timeout? I forgot. Do I have to shut up for a minute? Is that what that is? I forgot. But before I'll shut up until 2 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna shut up for 2 minutes and take off. But before I shut up, you notice that little H there? That I'm calling the channel points now hypertext. That may change, but I think it'll stay hypertext unless someone has a really excellent suggestion. I was thinking about doing a food like French fries or something, but I'm finally getting to my stream. Okay, I'm gonna shut up and take off. Shutting up. Let's go. All right, is that 2 minutes maybe? Thanks for the timeout, Dante. It's helpful. You know, I have to take care of my voice here. All right. So, we're going to attempt to take off. I can't... If I could fly through the Eiffel Tower, that'll be not a problem. But if I try to fly through the Eiffel Tower underneath it, the engine turns off. Limitation of the current flight simulator doesn't want you to fly under... Doesn't let you fly under these things without maybe some specific programming. But we're going to try to take off anyway. I don't think we'll be able to. One put to bus, Sheepa, with the cheers here. Let me center myself and let's try to... Oh no, my takeoff didn't go well. Found a funny airport in Sweden with a windmill at one end of the runway. Whoa, give me the iCal, we can go there and check it out. This one goes for Sheepa. All these cheering going on here. I appreciate the cheer, Sheepa. Hope the Netherlands are going well. The windmill, I think, was Echo Sierra Foxtrot Mike. Okay, keep in mind wheels up before the splashy pool. Yeah, this plane I can't put the wheels up because look, it's the wheels are stuck. I don't know. I don't think this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it anyway. And if it doesn't work, we're gonna go check out this windmill. Okay. Flap's gonna go up to takeoff position. 110 knots indicated. I really hope the wind is favorable to me. And here comes Sheepa. One to bus. I want to jump for those cheers as well. Okay. Meant off the ground. Copy that. Wow, Chris. Sheepa's a rich person with golden teeth. Alright, basta, let's go. Actually, I have my original set like my family up to death. Original set of golden teeth. And I'm poor now. Man, you know, I'm applying for jobs now. That's what I've been doing lately. Because, you know, the streaming is not going to make you rich unless you have like a lot of people. But I love playing video games anyway. I'm not just doing this for money. But I appreciate it very much, of course. And Let's try to take off, okay? Alright, a track IR is activated. Let's make sure that our parking brake is locked, because we're going to put maximum power on this, I don't know what kind of engine this is. It sounds like a fan, you know? It sounds like the fan that I have on here in New York City, because it's 30 some degrees. We don't have air conditioner because the electricity bill is too expensive. Go. Game keeps crashing on... So the plane keeps crashing, or Microsoft Flight Simulator keeps crashing? And tell me exactly what happens. Does it go left? Does it go right? Oh, come on, 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 come on. Go, 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 go. Okay, are we gonna clear the Eiffel Tower? We can't go underneath it because the engine stops. Whew, and we did it. Oh, not yet, not yet. We're right in that stall horn. We're right at the edge of the envelope here, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to practice this stuff with airplanes you're unfamiliar with, because you want to find out what the stall speed is, or what you can get away with, you know. With wind, without wind, against the wind, with a tailwind. You never know when Neofly is going to want you to land in a place that the only place you can take off from is with a tailwind, you know. So it's good to practice crazy maneuvers. 1-2 boss, successful takeoff. That was mostly, I think, due to Shipa's cheers that inspired me. Most males in my family have their original set, no holes up to death, strong teeth. Man, that's lucky, man. You know, hey, for you young people watching here, here's a life tip, okay? Take good care of your teeth. Brush after every meal, floss. Don't brush too hard, don't brush too soft, you know, just make sure that you keep them clean. Don't drink loads of soda, don't drink loads of things with sugar in it. Take care of your teeth, because later teeth become much tougher. And what happened with my frame rate here? See how it's tanking now? I don't know what's going on, but my frame rate is tanked now. What happened? A mystery of Microsoft Flight Simulator. It was at 30 before. Does airport use custom scenery? I had constant sim crashes, one sim updated and conflicted of add-on. Oh, you're talking to Mystical, right? Money flies the best straight out of the wallet into the air. Yeah, I don't know why it was. Let me put the flaps up before I forget, and let me turn off that fuel pump. Let's get away from Paris a little bit here and see how the frame rate's what's gonna happen to the frame rate getting away from the city, okay? And what's gonna happen with Bing World graphics. Chipa is using a $100 bill like flying carpet and is flying to your position. An applause to Dante Aka for that comment. I am very, you know, you ever play Prince of Persia, classic computer video game? And there have been several remakes. One in particular was really good. I think it was like late 90s. The remake was really good, and there were some flying carpets in that, or at least you could run across walls and hit draperies, and they look like a flying carpet. But the original Prince of Persia, that's a classic, excellent video game, excellent animation, very difficult, but fun. You can play it online still now. 1-2 boss Shipa. YT says, my plane crashed again, Law, I'm so bad at this. Okay, so your plane is crashing, it's not the game that's crashing, that's what you're saying, right? And are you pulling up? You have to look at the Cessna 152, for example. I think you're going to pull up this airspeed over here is going to be around probably 60, 70 knots, depending on the wind. More wind, less knots, okay? So don't pull really hard. You want to pull softly, and it depends how your controller is set. There's a lot of moving parts, but it is rewarding to figure it out and eventually manage to fly these things. Okay. So yeah, it's hit and miss, the frame rates in the cities. I gave you some tips earlier about what has worked for me, but even then, you know, I have these fluctuations. It dropped to 19 there. I don't know why, and I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I generally don't spend a lot of time flying by cities. I like to fly more countryside areas because I do a lot of the bush plane stuff, but it is good to have the city stuff working well when you do fly into the cities. Indicated speed would be the same, I imagine. Yeah, that's true, right? You can look at the IAS. Where is the indicated airspeed? True. Oh, like for the wind, indicated airspeed is the same? With or without wind? Yeah, I always get confused about that because the true airspeed is down there. That's the airspeed on the ground. But indicated airspeed, I guess it doesn't matter if the wind, you know, the plane is pushing against it, and that pitot, I think, is where it gets it, right? I get confused about that stuff. I'm not a pro of that. Chipa is flying mostly over desert at the moment, smooth, following the Nile down. Nice. I'm going to do a landing around here, and let's go check out this windmill that Wildcraze talked about. Where was it? Echo, Sierra, Foxtrot, Mike. Okay, so let's do one more landing here. Let's try to land this thing somewhere interesting. Let's see. The little soccer field over the little park over there, maybe? Here in the outskirts of Paris. Or maybe let's go back into Paris and let another interesting part in Paris. Where's the Notre Dame? Maybe let's try to land by the Notre Dame. There's the Eiffel Tower. The Notre Dame is by the river, I know that. So let's try to find it. And let's try to do a landing. I like to end with a landing before I switch another airport. It's just, you know, when you take an airplane, you go up, but you have to come down. So this game's so good on the mood. It is, man. And if you have like put some music to it, I just love spending time, you know, flying. It's just a really nice, and it's the real world. I'm just so happy that this game came out, especially during the pandemic. And it had been a long time since I played a civil aviation sim. I usually always play the combat ones, and it's been really nice to get back into the civil aviation sims thanks to Microsoft Flight Simulator. There is the Paris. I'm not a Paris Saint-Germain. Rêvons plus grand. Ici c'est Paris. Should we try to land in there? With this plane, I don't think I'd be able to make it. I could swoop in there. On the Assassin's Creed Island. Yeah, that would be... Yeah, by Notre Dame, right? Dante says, Hyper, you should do an audible alert for money sent by your followers that says, like on military planes, attention, money coming, like when you have a missile behind you. I'm looking at sound effects. Yesterday, there's this great streamer. He uses them a lot. He made his own chatbot dot. He's called Sim Caesar. All right, I'll do a shout out here. You should go check out Sim. I'm gonna probably crash here, Caesar, because I can't. I think it's. Yeah, there you go. Go check out Sim Caesar. He used a lot of sound effects, and I was at his stream. I was like, yeah, this looks cool, but he has a custom bot. I don't know if I think you don't need to have a custom bot. You can probably figure out how to do it with regular bots. But I'm looking into that. I'm looking into a bunch of stuff. I'm slowly building up, you know, the stream, more emotes. There's 5 new emotes coming soon. That's free for all followers, and there's gonna be more things that you can redeem. And I'm gonna look at this sound effects too. I have to explore that. And I don't have tips and like I have cheers enabled. I'm not comfortable enabling like donations now because I don't want to, you know. I mean, maybe I'm shooting myself on the foot and there's a billionaire waiting to donate $1 million. If someone ever donates $1 million to me, I will buy every one of you who have a old PC, a new PC. I've already told Bats that. I think I told Rodrigo Kichikachi that. And that goes to you too, Mystical, all right? Where is the Notre Dame? I'm flying over the river. We're going to look for it. Where is the Assassin's Creed Island? There it is. I think it's down there. It's gonna start looking more like it as we get closer. Then, but the frame rate drops. It does drop. Let's try this real quick. Let's go to general options. Let's delete the rolling cache again and see if what it does. Data. Rolling cache. Delete. Okay. Done. Apply and save. I'll double check the graphics I had turned on. Anything that I shouldn't have turned on. Terrain vector. I don't know why that's ultra. Let's put it high. I don't need things in ultra. Usually it doesn't really make a huge difference between ultra and high. So I'm gonna try those. Turn off those things I had on high there, on ultra. But look at that. No difference. Still. I think what the ultra does is reflection of the. Is it the reflection you see like on the? I looked at my left side of the screen now. Now there's no reflection from the MFD on the cockpit. Let's see if that's what that does. I'm gonna go back real quick. Go to general options, and this might not be the most exciting thing, but you know sometimes I like to do streams that I'm learning something about the performance and sharing as I go. What was it? Windshield effects. Ultra. Let's see.
Oh, there's that music again. It means Rusty's going to be.
Oh, this is Soma FM. That's what we're listening to, the drone zone.
We'd have to play 3 or 4 minutes of commercials an hour, and that would make.
They're going to come with the commercials now.
So wouldn't you rather just support Soma FM and keep commercial-free radio on the air?
1 second. No, he said if it wasn't for our support, Soma FM would have to play 3 or 4 commercials per hour. I think that's what he said. So with when you donate to Soma FM, or you buy a T-shirt from them, they you keep them free of ads. So go over there if you like the music you were hearing before, Drone Zone. Now I'm switching out a little bit, but if you like the Drone Zone, the music you were listening up to this point, go to Soma FM, buy a T-shirt, donate if you have the money, or just listen to them. You know, it's a really fantastic radio station based on the west coast of the United States. All right, you see this thing here now that I put cockpit effects ultra. Now it's reflecting this over here, so that's what that did. But frame rate, yeah, staying at the 20s. Not much going on. All right, let's try to find Notre Dame. Now I'm listening to Twitch soundtrack. No, what is this? This is a Spotify playlist that is supposedly free to use on Twitch or YouTube. Hey Timmy, what do you think of Hypertext? That's a test. I was thinking about doing Hypernut, but then when I googled Hypernut, there's a surfboard called a Hypernut, so I didn't want to confuse people who are surfers, you know. Here you go, Notre Dame de Paris, ladies and gentlemen, from Assassin's Creed, was it 4? I don't remember which Assassin's Creed this was in. It's not one that I played, it's the one of the French Revolution. But here we are. Is it possible to land somewhere around here? I tried landing on those bridges and I just fell through, so I can't do the bridges. With this particular airplane, I don't think it's possible to land there. Maybe with the BN2 or the Savage Cub, we could land right on the thing there if it's a lot of wind coming in the right direction. Is your glass cockpit refresh rate set to medium? It's set to low. That's why I set it to low, because I was trying to troubleshoot this performance thing. But here you go, graphics. Glass cockpit refresh stays low. High. Medium. Should put it high and see what happens. Apply and save. Yeah, it gets slower. And sometimes these settings are counterintuitive, because sometimes if you have a good video card, depending on your video card, actually putting a higher setting can give better performance. I mean, it confuses me, confuses the hell out of me. I'm just gonna leave it low right now, but yeah. So later yesterday when I came here and I had deleted the rolling cache, My performance got much better here in Paris. Now it's gone down again. I don't know if there's a memory leak, or maybe it's something on a Sobo side, or maybe something on my computer. Who knows? Whoa, getting loud here. Stand by and I'll get back to the chat and see what you're all saying. Stand by. This is on repeat. LOH3. Inebriate the sponge. Pretty nice. I'll click on the little heart. Alright, which app are you using to show the display stats? On the top right here, that's built-in, Timmy. That's, let me turn the music of this volume down. That's built in. You go to General Options. You go to Developers, and that's Developer Mode. There's Off, and there's On. Apply and save. Alright. Unity, yeah, I don't know. Is that the video game development engine? And Danteka says, as opposed to Shipa, my bank account is as flat as the wing of a Spitfire. Shipa says, my bank account goes to Steam. It's like automation. My bank account goes to Steam these days too, especially to Microsoft Flight Simulator planes and stuff. And, alright, should we try landing at Notre Dame just for the hell of it? And then I'll crash and we'll go check out that airfield with that apparently has a windmill by it that Wild Craze says. AC Unity, sorry about that. I got confused because Timmy was talking about one thing, so I was thinking about graphics and then I saw Unity, the thing. Okay, Assassin's Creed Unity was the Paris one. Thank you, Wild Craze. That's the one. Assassin's Creed Unity features this building like here, ladies and gentlemen, the Notre Dame de Paris. A beautiful example of, was it Baroque French architecture? I don't remember the designation. There it is, right below our port wing. I have a picture from there too. We're gonna try to land there. It's most likely gonna be a crash, but let's try anyway. And then we'll go check out this windmill by a runway that Wild Craze talked to us about. Dante Axe says, yes, but I'm a 15-year-old guy, so I don't have any money. But do your parents have money? If your parents have money, I miss being 15, so my parents had the money and they could think about it all, you know. I mean, I got into a bit of an argument with my mom today because of a bunch of stuff, and, you know, I love my parents, and I miss being young so I didn't have to think about money, and they would take care of it. But, you know, there's kids in the world who have very little money. It's all relative, so I just give happiness for good health, feel happiness for good health and friends and video games and good food and whatever else that you might have that might bring you some happiness, because the money stuff, you know, you can have billionaires. Then a billionaire died. Oh my God! What the hell is that? Did you see that? Is it because I have the developer mode on? Where's the crash stuff? Disable crashes, that's why. I didn't want to disable crash, but I had developer mode on, so that's... Okay, well... That's why. I had, when you turn on developer mode, crashes are disabled by default, I guess. So that is what happened here. But it was interesting that it modeled like my wing hitting that thing and the plane flipped around. And look where the heck we ended. We're like this really looks like you know, post-apocalyptic Fallout, like I said yesterday, set in Paris. Fallout 5 maybe set in Paris, ladies and gentlemen. But alright, Notre Dame de Paris. Here we are. So cars. I have a photograph I took here as well. We can take a quick look at that, since I call this art and play. I showed another one from Paris yesterday. But let's take a look at this one because I was taken around here. And you can You can check it out on the stream, the location where this photo was taken. You know, there are tourists around. I like candid street photography, so there is where this photograph was taken, and you can see the work that they've done here. It's pretty, you know, the statues of the saints over there. You can see that over there. There's that saint here, over there. It's pretty amazing the detail they've put on these buildings. All right, let's go see. Let's go see the windmill. Okay, but let me give myself a quick little break. Dante, what the heck is that thing? Entropy wins, awesome. Oh, it's because of the predict crash. I don't have SimToolkit Pro on. I'm going to turn it on now for our next flight. And that is worth 2 entries. Cream Arc. All right, quick break. I will be right back, and we're gonna go fly at, let's see, where was it? Let's take a look. Wild Craze had it up there. Where was it? I'm looking for it. I'm going up on the stream. Oh, here you go. Found a funny airport in Sweden with a windmill at the end of the runway. And there it is, ESFM. So next we're heading, next flight, ESFM, okay? ESFM, let's go take a look at this weird thing. I will be right back. Thank you for being here, ladies and gentlemen. When you're in flight difficulty, I'll fill your screen with emoticons so you won't see anything like this. Okay, can you try it again because I wasn't here? What's the weather like in New York City, ladies and gentlemen? Here it is. The weather in New York City is Celsius, please. 32 degrees centigrade. I feel... Whoa! Awesome. You can do this. The thing is that appears on the... I used to think that would cause me a problem, but that appears on the... I don't have it configured to appear over my game. It appears over the stream preview, but nothing appears over the game. So you know, it's an interesting thing. But you see this, ladies and gentlemen, 32 degrees. How about Vancouver weather? This is scary, huh? I don't want to scare you, but Vancouver, British Columbia weather. What is it looking like over there? What is it in Google? Oh, it's DuckDuckGo. Alright, let's see what if Google gives it to me. It's funny that it gives. Okay, not bad, but there's some British Columbia and Canada. There's some scary temperatures out there. I don't know if you're looking at the news. I don't like watching news so much, but that is kind of scary. All right. Okay, those are some cool emotes you have there, Danteaka. One thing I noticed lately with Stream Elements, what I use for my emote explosions and stuff like that, is that a bunch of the emotes that I could use for the explosion disappeared. Like, I can't use them anymore. I don't know if I did something wrong or if they changed something, but now I have much lower amount of emotes I can use for the explosion, you know. Okay, let's turn off dev mode. Alright, and let's go to this place that Wildcraze says here. 21 here too. Nice when it was 18. Yeah, I'm sweating over here, man. We don't have air conditioner because it's too expensive, and also I don't really like air conditioner, you know, but when the weather gets really hot, it would be nice. So where were we gonna go? Echo Sierra Foxtrot Mike. It's an Air Force base apparently. All players, live traffic, live weather. If you want to join me, I am on the East USA server. Let's fly. Okay. What time is it? 11:14 this time. And then visit odd airfields in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Starting at, what is this called? Echo Sierra Foxtrot Mike. Update the stream title over there.
Echo Sierra Foxtrot Mike traffic Hypertexthero 1 taking off runway 20 straight.
Oh, whoa, yeah, there's a windmill right at the end there. Look at that. And here's Matrog. Oh, you know what? Let's do this now. I'm gonna go back to the main menu. I'm gonna restart because I removed all my other stuff from my community folder to test this. Like flying over Paris, I was flying with nothing in the community folder, so I can rule out the fluctuating performance over Paris. I can rule out the community folder because even with nothing in the community folder, I still have issues once in a while. And sometimes it's really good. I can get up to 40, 45 frames per second. Sometimes it goes down to the 20s. Very weird. All right. So here, this is what I'm using now. Is this thing called Microsoft Flight Simulator add-ons linker. All right. And this lets me turn on and off... So I'm going to turn on all my aircraft. I put them in this folder. I just click that. And what that does is all it does is that in your actual Microsoft Flight Simulator community folder, it puts like symbolic links, which basically is like a link to another file there to where you keep them in another folder so that you don't have to like manually move stuff around. You just come here, you fire this up, you turn that on. Okay. And I just put all my stuff. I'm gonna leave NeoFly off right now, and I think you can actually turn this off because all it does is it puts those symbolic links there. Let's test that now, and I'm gonna start Flight Simulator again. All right. Screenshot manager, I'll turn that off. We're just waiting for Microsoft Flight Simulator to turn on. Wildcraze says, something I would like is an add-on manager that updates add-ons auto-magically. That would be awesome. The BN2 Islander had been updated and I never, the email from the, because I bought it from the developer, and the email from the developer that it was an update went into my promotions folder and I just missed it. So I didn't know there was an update until like a week or two later. So now I keep checking, and that's kind of annoying, you know, but hopefully it won't happen. It'll come to my primary email address. But I haven't bought anything through the Microsoft Flight Simulator marketplace yet. I've been buying everything directly from the developer. But I don't have that much stuff. But, you know, I like to support them with more money. But yeah, it is, you know, so much stuff coming out for this game, it's impossible to have it all, right? So I just pick and choose, and I don't want it all. But this add-ons linker, I think it's a nice thing, but automatic updater would be even better. Especially the helicopter that keeps updating almost daily. Oh yeah, the Airbus, right? I have that. I downloaded it once, like 3 weeks ago, I think, before I went away. I haven't updated, but I have to admit I'm not a huge fan. I don't love the helicopter because it's too modern for me. I prefer stuff with the dials, steam gauges as they call them. I would start flying a helicopter in the sim when they have the when they add effects for, you know, like rotor wash and moving grass and dust and that gets kicked up, and water spray that gets kicked up when you're flying low, because that's what I like with helicopters, is when you're flying low and you see all this crazy dust flying around, and that's not available yet in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So it makes a helicopter. Here you go, Matrug is over there, easier for us to find. Let's go right here, set as departure. I'm not sure what Matrug is flying. I'm going to keep flying the Diamond Aircraft DA40NG to keep practicing, but maybe I'll switch to something else in a little bit. Let's go. The helicopter I want to fly now is the Mi-24P Hind in DCS. That looks like a really nice model. So I'm thinking about, I don't know if that's one that's available to try for free for 2 weeks, but if it is, I want to try that and the Syria map. And I heard that in DCS there's a dynamic campaign system now called Liberation. I don't know if it's a community-made one, and I'm always interested in dynamic campaign systems, so maybe that'll be something I'm going to be looking at soon, and I'm going to have to learn to turn on helicopters, turn on F-16s, F-18s, all sorts of stuff. Okay, now I'm gonna take off from the other end of the runway. There's Matrug with his steerman, and there is that odd whoa there's that odd full power brakes. There's that odd windmill right nearby. So this is in Sweden, huh? I've only been to Stockholm Airport where I saw this. Did you touch the ground there? I've been to Stockholm Airport where I saw a paper cutout of ABBA, and that's was my experience in Sweden so far. I was going to go see a friend of mine, but then the pandemic hit, who lives in Stockholm, and all that went down the drain. But I have a lot of friends, good friends from Sweden, and I would love to visit. Let's try to fly by that windmill. One of my fondest memories, Matra Wildcray says, is flying a helicopter was a UH-60 Black Hawk from Concrete, Washington, down west towards the coast in almost complete darkness, barely making out the Sierra as cheap as a wisp by. Is that in a video game or in real life? I know a real life Black Hawk helicopter pilot, US military helicopter pilot. She was in Afghanistan for a while. Whew, that was close. And okay, it's Flight Simulator. And this, if we had gone to Seattle in this past trip, see, look at the frame rate here. It's so nice. It's so smooth. If we had gone to Seattle, we would have met her. It's a very nice young woman called Rachel. and she was in school with my partner Amber here at Columbia, and she came back to school and studied writing, literature, and but she was a Black Hawk helicopter pilot and rated in a bunch of other aircraft. Once I showed her Arma in doing some close passes here, close call passes. I showed her Arma 3 on the computer, and there's a thing that looks like a Black Hawk. It's like a modernized stealth Black Hawk, and she had a lot of fun flying that. And she was telling me you shouldn't go over 30 degrees at this speed because you'll crash, you know, and you shouldn't bank this much at this speed. And she knew all about, of course, you know, like always interesting to fly with, show real life pilots video games, because they can tell you, know, is this right or is this wrong? How does it feel? Yeah, beautiful, this windmill. Okay, let's do a test. Let's see if we can actually crash into a windmill blade. I'm gonna try to actually crash into one to see if it's actually modeled, because I don't know. I thought that maybe I had crashed on one over there. Beautiful airplane, the PT-17 Stearman. Spoiler alert, you can't. Oh dear. So all this, I was always like, oh, that was close. And all for nothing, huh? You know what game you can crash into them? GTA. On GTA you can crash into them. Alright, let's try to come from the outside view so you can actually see it. Oh, just missed it. You know, when it's like when you're, it's like they talk about in Zen archery and meditation. When you think about something, when you try something too hard, you mess up. You, like if you're going on a boat down a fast rapid, like a fast moving water, and you see a boulder. If you can't decide whether to go left or right, you'll end up crashing into it. If you don't think about it and just go with the flow, then you'll be okay. It's a weird thing, but I find it true. Speed brake armed. Stand by. So you can't crash these things. And how about on the mast? I hope you can crash into the mast, right? There you go. Let's try to chop a wing off. Oh no! I think it hit it. All right, let's try let's try smacking the mast. So this is some Microsoft Flight Simulator a damage model test here. Inexistent damage model, but still fun to try. Nice lighting here. All right, let's see if the wing can smack into this thing here. Nope. Wow. So all those close calls I was making didn't matter, huh? I still like to pretend it does, okay? Because I like to, you know, there has to be a bit of a challenge for these things. Let's try the windsock. Can you hit the windsock? There it is. I suspect that that the windsock won't have an effect either. Yeah, no effect. Wow. Let me double check something. Developer mode on. Disable crashes? No. Okay. Apply and save, and I just want to see if that does anything. I don't think it does. I think that's just when it clips it, it just goes through it. I think that means that there's no collision mesh, or whatever that's called in graphics terms. Interesting too is a friend of mine once went swimming in a river in India. Here, let me land here real quick. In a river in India, he said he got caught in the current and ended up miles away in the hospital. He said I kind of let myself be... No. He let myself be one of the river and allow my body to do whatever it needed to do. I was there but was not, and I woke up safe. Did not think too much. That is an amazing story. That's and I think there's a lot of truth in that. And you know what they call, there was a philosopher, I think it was a psychologist that coined this term. It was a state of flow, being in a state of flow when you're just not thinking about something but you're doing it really well. Like you're maybe playing basketball, shooting a basketball, and you start thinking about it, you miss all your shots. If you just forget it and you're just doing your thing, you start hitting all the shots. And or landing an airplane, or firing a bow and arrow, or cooking, or anything at all. And he called it a state of flow. Okay. And I remember getting into states of flow from when I was a kid. I called it daydreaming because I would be thinking about nothing and playing like Super Mario Kart, and I would win the race. I'd be like do a perfect run. And if I thought about it, and I was, oh, there's someone right behind me here, then I would crash and stuff, you know. And I remember getting to those states, like looking at a wall, going somewhere completely different, and just daydreaming. And that's what was so, why I hated school so much at that time, because the teachers would call it, they're like, stop daydreaming, you know. Stop daydreaming, Master Griffey. And daydreaming is one of the best things to do, and society wants you to stop, which is, and they want you to work really hard and make lots of money and produce a lot, and it's just such a waste of creativity and possibility, I think, especially for younger kids, you know. So I think it's very important to let kids explore and find what they like to do, and let them go in the direction they want instead of forcing them to, you know, be a lawyer or a doctor if they don't want to be. Oh, look at this, how pretty this little area here. I love these small airfields. Valkyrie says, I was driving around once, was thinking of something other than driving, woke up inside a tunnel and didn't know where I was for a few seconds till my brain caught up. Yeah, exactly. That's yeah, that sort of stuff. You just kind of lose sense of time completely. Time passes really fast, and you're just like in another place. But your body is still driving the car, right? Still flying the airplane, and I love that stuff. I love, you know, sometimes it can be oh cool. I could hear it from the outside view. I could hear it well. I'm gonna land and get the same airplane here. I want to fly as Tierman. And I'm gonna turn on Flight Sim Toolkit Pro, because we should have some landing rate competitions right here. Yeah, in this game, flying games are really conducive, I feel, to a sense of flow. If I have a magic gummy bear once in a while, that is legal in most states here in the United States now, like a little, it's a gummy bear candy made with some magic stuff that makes your mind go to other places. If I have one of those and I play these games, I could like just keep going for what feels like hours, but then time slows down, so it's not really hours, it's just like a few minutes. Alright, let's land over here and let's get into the Stearman and fly a bit of Matrock, because I like the Stearman because it's an open cockpit, we'll be able to see. I do not have the Ryan STA. That's pretty much on the top of my list for the next plane to get. Here's a beautiful airplane. I want to get that, and I want to get the Ipanema. Here, I'll show you. I want to get the... Here, before I do this, let me go in there and so we can watch... There's an Air Force base, that's interesting. They have like a Saab Viggen for us to fly out of over there, maybe? Parking, and let's take the Stearman out. Where is my Stearman? Is it out by the beginning? And I didn't let it load up. There it is. I'll put my livery on it. I'm gonna do a livery of Hypertexthero on it, but based on the silver civilians. I love that silver one that that Matrox is flying right now. And I'm gonna turn off this dev mode so that we don't need those frame rate thing now. We're not doing that test anymore. So let me show you. We are currently at Echo Sierra Foxtrot Mike. Nice little airfield in Sweden that Wild Craze found with a big windmill the other one runway. And Matrox is asking right now if I have this airplane over here. I'll show it to you. STA MSFS 2020 should give us. It looks like a beautiful plane. And I love these old school 1930s airplanes. 16 euros you can get it. And this will probably be my next airplane. Either this one, okay, or this one here. I'm very interested in this one too. The Ipanema's a crop duster. I've seen these fly around a lot. Look at this little thing. And this is, yeah, 18 bucks. This one, I am very excited to get as well. You know, you could do like maybe Neofly will add some crop dusting missions. I'm sure that if I suggested or someone suggested in the forums, if the developer's not already thinking about it, you could do some crop duster missions, some missions in Africa, maybe to when you have locust plagues and you want to take out some of those locusts. Currently the Embraer 170 is a top seller of this week, I guess. Alright, someone yesterday told me that the Embraer 190 or something was their favorite aeroplane in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I am not familiar with that one, but I'm going to take a look around. I love airplanes. And here we go. I'm going to take my Stearman and we're going to go and fly around with Matrox. Just do some touch and goes. So I'm going to turn on Flight Sim Toolkit Pro right now, so that the Sim Toolkit Pro bot joins us. 1-2 boss, Iceberg, how are you? Nice to see you, man. How's the vacation going? There you go. Sim Toolkit Pro Twitch bot has joined. Matrox also says the Cauldron Rafale is really nice too. Very good value. Is that a really old one? Because I think of Rafale and I think of, you know, a Delta Wing sort of like fast French jet. But I think the one you're talking about is like an old one, right? Let me take a look. I have the Blériot. Maybe I'll bring that out in a bit, but let's fly a bit of the Stearman first. Oh, welcome to Iceberg, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for the lurk, Tim. Alright, let's turn this thing on. This is a pretty simple airplane to turn on. It's left to right, okay? So on the left here, well, the controls are already unlocked. Mixture control to rich. The fuel valve is already on, so let's put the magnetos to both here, and battery, avionics, nav light to put on the strobe, prime the engine a little bit. Just go left to right, and you click the starter. Clear prop. Oh, too late. Got chopped up. Iceberg says I'm doing all my Neofly missions of BN2 Islander now. Awesome. It's a great plane for it, and I can't wait for that update to the sound. Let's go. Let's go flying, people. Today is a good day, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, full power. See, and Dante, or I think YT was talking about crashing all the time. Look what I'm doing with my rudder right now. You see the bottom there? I'm pressing that right rudder because the plane is pulling to the left. When you're at low airspeed, you're showing as a bonanza for me. Really? Is it because, is it a setting? Let's see. I think there was a setting in traffic, right? Use generic plane models, eye traffic, use generic plane models, multiplayer. These are off. Maybe it's because I have my, I'm using my own livery. Must be the livery. Okay, that's too bad. The other day I threw the regular livery, I think, and you saw me, right? That's too bad. I'll restart in a little bit with the, do you have the Blériot 9 or 11? Matrug? French airplane. Or maybe check your settings to see if you have that, the thing that I just checked. You have the Blériot? Okay, I'll try the Blériot. I'll put that on and we'll see how that flies in a bit. I should one thing I can't do with this thing is a snap roll, and I read about Harold Brown doing snap rolls in this thing when he was training to be a pilot. So it would be nice if they updated the flight model so you can do a snap roll with this like you can with the Pit Special. Scissoring here with Matrug, ladies and gentlemen. He's got behind me, won't let go. Alright, oh! I was looking too much from the outside view. And I died. Let's go to the main menu, let's get the blurry hole. Predict crash. I'm sorry, Shipa. I'll try landing now, okay? Let's try it off the Blechio. Icebird, I think predicting the crash, I think I have to give him a... Should I update the landing rate? I think I have to give him another point there for that prediction. Because it was correct. Alright, here you go. Let's get a little faster one, okay? Let's get the Omega. I'll give Icebird another thing. Let's see, TextMate. I'm opening up TextMate on my other thing. Let's go to landing rate reader board. I mean, he's ahead already, you know. Oh, were you too late? Okay, then no, then not yet. Let's keep it fair. What do you think of the new 1-2 boss? I kind of fixed the hand a little bit. Do you like it, or do you prefer the old one? I try to brighten it a little bit. Oh, there's a new thing. Look at this, Shipa. For the subscribers, there's boom. Prefer the old one? Alright, I'll put the old one back. I'll put the hand back up. I just felt like it looks like you're coming with a knife, and I didn't want to look like it's coming with a knife, but I can change it back. But now you have boom. That's a new emote. I did some work on that yesterday. Okay, liveries. Let's see. Default, quant mem. Let's do this. Stallion on Squadrilla. Boom. There you go. How about that? I'm gonna draw 5 new emotes soon because now you have free. I have this beta thing. You have free emotes. I'm gonna start at the runway here. And 5 free emotes for followers. You don't even have to subscribe. You just have to follow and you'll be able to use them. You can use them then only on my channel. I think you can't use it elsewhere. That's, I think, one of the limitations that I've seen. But they're going to be hand drawn. And if you have any suggestions for what you'd like to see an emote of, something from the stream, let me know, because I'm thinking about it, and I'm probably gonna do some basic stuff, but some crazy stuff. Hey, what, Tomek? Yeah, I'm a graphic designer and an illustrator as well. Look at the sound of this engine. It's pretty. I'm gonna have to turn the volume down of the engine because it just sounds like, you know, a moped without the exhaust pipe outside all the time. Aircraft engines. Let's put it down. Are you an artist too, White Atomic? Thanks for the entry, Shipa. We're gonna do a circuit and we're gonna try to land. Here we go. This is the Blériot. I think 11 or 9. I always get confused if it's the 11 or 9, but and this thing, you're in the whim of the wind, this thing here, okay? And I'm actually flying which this is the high performance version, the one I'm flying. Can you believe it? This is the high performance one. It comes with like 3 or 4 versions. There's one that's like the first one that ever flew across the English Channel. Way too loud, this the engine still. I'm just gonna turn it down like this. Not too good, but I enjoy it. Awesome. Yeah, I'm an amateur too. You know, I'm better than I used to be, but you know, always learning. There's never. I try to learn to do some drawing every day. Not so good at keeping that up, but I loved drawing when I was a kid, and I drew a lot. But then school and oh, here you go, Matrox coming off the blech. Yo, this would be funny if we could get a formation going here. Okay, I'm gonna do a left-hand turn. I'm gonna try left-hand turn. Matrog, if you want to form up a minute, I'm gonna go into the circuit and land again. And the way this works, when you move this, it stretches the wings. There's no ailerons, it just stretches them. You can see them stretching. Look at that. It just pulls these wires and it stretches the wing, and that's their ailerons, stretching the wing. Thanks for the prediction, Wild Craze and Sheepa. Yeah, the 5 new emotes, everyone will be able to use. Everyone who's a follower will be able to use. Should be coming hopefully by the end of the week. Maybe a bit longer. We'll see how it goes. But for an idea for an emote in relation to your stream, how about a lurk emote or a plane above the clouds? That sounds good. I like the idea of a lurk emote for sure. That's useful. And fly above the clouds, that sounds good too. I like flying in clouds, above the clouds, in the clouds. Like a particular airplane, or I was thinking about doing an airplane one because, you know, there's a lot of flights. Whoa, and there he goes. Ladies and gentlemen, Matrog, regular formation flyer here. Look at how slow these things go. You're just at the mercy of the wind, pretty much, of these things. We're gonna attempt a landing here. It's like a flying bicycle with a couple of like sails attached to the sides. Thanks for those ideas, Atomic. I'll take into consideration lurk, airplane flying above the clouds. New emotes coming. And also let me know what you think about calling the channel points hypertext. I was thinking about hyper nuts, but that's a surfboard, and I know some people are allergic to nuts. I was thinking about a food item, like French fries or something. Or like something, or I mean, an obvious idea would be like hyper miles, like you get sky miles, but I don't know. I went with hypertext for now. Because in a way, you are sending a text, you know. Here you go, here come. I'm going to turn to final over here. Is that an airspeed or altitude? I don't even know what that is. Or a compass. I think that's altitude. A plane of any type, just think it'd make a good lurk emote since it'd be hiding him. Oh! Okay, so the plane one is the lurk. Overstress the aircraft, okay. Bound to happen with this thing. I don't know what speed, I was going too fast. Sheepa wins, guessing 105, okay. There you go, Sheepa. No, Sheepa's on top. That's funny. So Sheepa wins that one. Okay. So crashes are modeled. You just have to land at rigged. Let's try one more landing here. Whoa, and now I lose power completely. Start the engine by firmly pulling the propeller. Go. This is the magneto switch. It's basically a bell in a hotel. The oil pressure gauge. Oh, you actually have to push it. Alright, let's try again. Which way? Oh, you actually have to click and drag. It's so funny. Can I do it from the outside? No. Is that the hole in the bottom there to stop with your feet? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, let's take a look at this thing from the outside view, okay? Look at it. The guy was just sitting in like a hole in the fuselage. The fuselage has no top. It doesn't have any bottom. There's a tiny little engine over here. A radio thing, it looks like. And it's like, and they took a couple of bicycles from the streets of Paris, and you know, they put those big French bicycles that is like the big wheels in front and the small ones in the back, and they put some bicycle wheels, you know, and there's no ailerons. You just like you actually put you bend the wing by moving this by moving the thing, and they slap their hand on it. They're like, you know, boom, they give a slap on it. It's like, oh, what do you think about this one? You know, they called it an airplane, and here we are. And they flew across the channel. Okay, let's try. Let's restart. I think I do have to do a running start for this one. Oh, yeah, running like with your feet, like the Flintstones, like, you know. It'd be funny to see that bug where the avatar's feet are under the airplane in this airplane. I don't know if this is a bug, but the plane is starting and I have no sound. Oh, here you go. Hype Fuel could be a good channel point name. And with the ability to rename the redemptions, we could do Destination Stretch or such as a theme since you spend fuel to travel. Huh. Hyperfuel, huh? Hyperfuel. I'll keep that in mind. I appreciate your suggestions very much, Whitetomic. Hyperfuel. Whoa! This is so tricky to fly this airplane. Just like the wind just throws you around like you're nothing. I'm not sure what's the wind speed right here. We're gonna pass by a windsock up ahead. Hyperfuel. I'm thinking like, I was thinking about something a little more... What's the word that I want? Okay, here's the windsock. We have like about 5 knots and it's doing all this with this airplane. Look at that, 5 knot wind and the airplane's gonna float around. I was thinking about something like endearing and what's the other word that I want? Little idiosyncratic, endearing, and a little odd. Hype Train. Hype Train is already a name of something on Twitch that I'm not really, I don't understand it very much. Like when you build hype on someone's stream, it's the Hype Train. But I was thinking about a food or a little object, something that exists in the real world. I'm sneaking Dodo with a helicopter. Well, it looks like a helicopter. Yeah, air show over here. Peanuts collection. I had thought of peanuts yesterday. I had thought of nuts. Hyper nuts. But then I saw that's a surfboard. Maybe it doesn't matter if that's a surfboard somewhere else. And, you know, you get peanuts and you should be able to buy them in pubs in England. And The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is a book that I like. You know, it's a fuel that when you travel through hyperspace, peanuts make you feel better afterwards. Have a good one, Icebird. Enjoy your dinner. Some seafood, perhaps. Okay, this is lunchtime for me actually, so this is gonna be my last landing, and then we're gonna go and raid somewhere. So if you want to do another landing rate challenge, another landing rate prediction, this will be the time to do it. I'm gonna give myself more space here. I turn to final too close to the airfield of this flying contraption, and I overstressed the airframe with my forward slip attempt. Timmy coming over negative 80 feet per minute prediction. Thank you, Tim. We got Sneaking Dodo firing up a Airbus chopper down there. We have Matrog with a Blériot, another Blériot. This is the first airplane that ever crossed the English Channel. I did that flight in an earlier stream. I think I crashed the land. I crossed the channel, by Dover, but I think I crashed in the landing. I don't remember now. When you land, as Sheepa had said, okay, very gentle turn to the left here now. As Sheepa said, it sounds like a shopping cart when you land this thing, because it's like the old school shopping carts. You have to, I think you have to look down and to the left, and there's a couple of green buttons called power or something. Icebird had showed me, and you have to click those. They're right in the center. If you're on the right side of the cockpit, it's to the left of your left knee. There's these two buttons that you turn them on, and then the power of the cyclic of the helicopter the power will be engaged. And you get ready for the right rudder or left rudder when you have you know, because it's a helicopter, so you're gonna start spinning unless you compensate. Predict 0 for Wild Craze. All right, let's see how it happens with that. A few entries here. And again, overstressed the airframe. Wow, I have to be so gentle with this thing. Radio crashed across the channel too, so you're in good company. That's funny that there was no wins for that one, because Sheepa got the win for the other one. One more time. Oh, there you go. Wins again. Wow. I guess you should predict like 900. All right, Sheepa climbing up there. You know, he's the boss of the stream. Wow. All right, one more time. We're gonna try to land this thing. I have to come in very slow because I'm just overstressing the airframe. It's crazy. Here's my throttle. Oh. Come on. Come on. Wow. I don't know if I have to pump something. I forgot how to do this thing. Engine air control throttle. Okay, let's put it to max. Mixture is max as well. Let's try again. You have to do the primer. Main throttle doesn't work in the spring. You have to bip the magneto on and off to descend. Oh, that's now I remember. Okay, so that's why I have to basically do this, right, to descend. What a weird thing. I can't start it now. There's some issue in the beginning with it's very finicky. Like, 'cause you have to click and drag, but I have to like spin it. Let's restart it. One more time. Thanks for the guest, Tim. And then, yeah, we'll go raid someone. And I'm gonna have some lunch here in New York. It's funny, like the sound doesn't cut in until after you start the airplane a bit. Man, let's just do this. Main menu. Yeah, that should do it, Wild Craze. Just watch out if Sheepa comes with a different one. I'm just gonna start in the air. Alright. And we'll try it because we're running out of time. I'm running out of time here, and then we'll try it just coming in the air. And we'll try to land the Blériot 11. Flown for the first time in 1909. Currently, I think it's the oldest airplane in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Someone should do the Wright Flyer, or someone should do the Santos Dumont 14 bis. The cool thing about the moddable nature of this game is that you can make an airplane from any era and fly it in the game. I think they have some issues with faster than sound air flights right now, but hopefully they'll sort those out, or maybe they already did sort those out with F-15 coming out. I haven't tried any of those planes. I like the propeller planes. Alright, so I'm gonna blip this. Magneto switch off. I don't know what my altitude is, but it's probably what, 200? Is that meters? It's probably meters since it's French, right? And I'm just going to try to glide in there, but there's no gauges. There's just that little thing there that I think is altitude. So it's a really, really, really tricky plane to fly. But this plane, flying planes like this in particular, really make me wish for, like, you know, my recurring broken MP3 player, my broken record that I always talk about in the stream when I play this video game. I would love for there to be damage modeling, because it's just really anticlimactic to just get a blue screen and say, oh, you overstressed the airframe, where you could instead see, you know, a piece of a wing start like a snap off and stuff. Then you can see what happened. I know it's a lot more work for the aircraft developers, but maybe you could have it as an option, you know, and they say, okay, this one has full damage model, and those I would buy them up. I love damage modeling, I love physics in games like Altitude Sturmovik. This Flying Dodo, he came in with Icon A5, I think. I have the engine off here. Yeah, that's my thought too, is that maybe, like, you know, it's like if you make a car sim, the BMW doesn't want to show their cars wrecked, but who knows? I wonder if that would be something that could be moddable. I think I'm not going to be able to land on the runway. I'm just going to have to land over here because I turned the engine off. Let's try to turn it on again, see if it works. Magneto switch is on. I'm just going to land wherever I can. It's like flying a balloon, this thing. Not even an airplane. Let's see, a flying bicycle. Oh! A little bit of an odd landing. It was like sideways. Are you going wild craze? Wild craze, get in here. I don't think there's brakes on this, so we're just gonna roll to a stop. Look at that! Look at the elevators. The whole thing was, what a crazy thing. All right, let me update Wild Craze's wow, what a weird aircraft. All right, Wild Craze now with 3. All right. And with that, Wild Craze is in 5th place. It's not about optimism. Yeah, with this airplane, it's not, for sure. You know. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go rate someone. Let's see who's out there. I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna go Twitch, game. Oh, we'll go to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Let me do it like this first. And let me run the credits because, as I often say, this stream doesn't just happen with me, it happens with all of you, so I appreciate you being here. And let's see who is out there playing this video game right now. They may not have a lot of users, they may be flying an interesting airplane or a general aviation airplane. Eval, Gatwick Ground Air Traffic Control. That sounds kind of interesting. Ground Air Traffic Control. Hoyantis, there's me. Flare Tour Med, Sky Vision, Casper. What is this one? Whoa, okay, that's not English, so not sure. I wish I could speak that language, but I can't. Have a grand. Thanks so much. Wild Craze. Thanks, Timmy Thumb. And Sheep, I'll get the 1-2 boss back to its original version, made it a little brightened. Who is this? Root Beer Tuna, on-air stuff. Transgender simulators, if you can't handle it, just to move along. Train sim, I mean, I don't know. I don't have anything against trans anything, whatever. But putting, I suggest move along. Let's say hi anyway. Chupernas. Oh, I know Chupernas. I generally like to have, on the about, I like to have positivity. If I arrive and I see there's like a negative thing in the beginning that I'm like, you know, it makes me think twice. Let's go see Chupernas. I don't know if he speaks in Portuguese, but he does speak English, I think. Hey, and here it is. Look at this. Look at this contrast over here of an airplane from 1909 and an airplane from, I think, the 2010s. It's Icon A5. This is Sneaking Dodo over here. That is quite a contrast. But they don't look that different, huh? You know. Low wing, one of the propellers on the back, the other one's in the front, but iconic versus icon, yeah. Alright. Chupernas is starting soon. The Hunter Call of the Wild. I'm just gonna... Okay, it's not starting right now, so let's go back a bit. Who else is out there? And I wanna... Oh, Spitfire over here. 350 Squadron. There's no camera. I like to see a camera. Not always, but... Let's see if there's someone playing IL-2 Sturmovik instead. Death from above, bro. This is Max. We are going down once again. Max. Don't send help. German, English. I don't know what I'm doing.
See this one here, so
Doesn't have the camera, but...
go between here.
Oh, let's go see this guy. I have to go eat. Okay. Back to Egypt. Copy, Sheepa. I will head that direction eventually.
See.
Hope that you're having a good day. And that the rest of your day is excellent. I'll see you again soon. Peace out.